Good evening. My name is Chuck Daughtry. I am the owner of coppercoins.com. I'm going to make a series of shows here where I'm going to go through some coins that came back from NGC without a grade, and I'm going to discuss why these coins did not grade. And so perhaps this will help you in being able to determine which coins you have that are gradable coins and which ones are not. Now, what is a gradable coin? Well, a coin that is gradable obviously is not cleaned. It's not been messed with, fussed with, or altered in any way. But a gradable coin extends beyond that to being a coin that is actually worth all of the fees that it takes to grade the coin, plus your cost of the coin, and then some. So here's my first one. We'll just get onto it, and I'll show you what we're talking about as we go along. This was one of the coins I sent in to be graded. This is a 1938S. It has exceptionally bright luster, but you'll notice that there are a series of marks on the obverse of this coin. Even though this has exceptional luster and is an extremely bright coin, those marks kind of deter from the overall eye appeal of the coin. And that, my friends, is why this one did not grade with the minimum grade of 66 red, because this coin in an MS66 red is about a $50 coin. Now you take it down to MS65 red and you're talking about a coin that isn't worth the amount that it would take to grade the coin. So the obverse alone I should have seen on this, but it was the flashy luster that pulled me into getting this coin graded. I thought that the luster would be enough to carry it, but it evidently was not. Let's take a look at the reverse on this one real quick. And, well, this one just has an amazing reverse. It's got a blotch right there in the lower right portion of the design around states in America. Other than that, this reverse on this coin is nearly perfect, but it did not grade because of those marks. And they're just like they're almost like latent fingerprint marks. Just a little bit of an oily latent fingerprint mark. So, but 38S is actually rather common in higher grade, and I'm not going to fight this one. I'm just going to wrap it up and sell it as a gem coin. So that was the first one. The second coin, actually second, third, and fourth coins are all 1942D. In this particular video, I'm going to do 5 coins per video. Now here is a 1942D. Now this coin is actually quite nice. There's not a lot of fuss with this one at all. There is a little bit of, I would say, milk spot chatter behind the head, but that in itself would not be enough to take this coin out of a 66 grade. And a 66 was the minimum grade that I would grade a 1942D at because of 65. And I'm assuming they're calling this a 65. It just doesn't quite make the grade for a 66 in their mind. I think there's a chance this one could grade 66 if I sent it back. It does have a few marks on the reverse. It's got one spot below the M of unum. It's got a few small stains, and well, there's a bit of a latent fingerprint on the lower part of the reverse, which I guess could call this one out from a 66. It's otherwise a quite nice and very clean looking coin. Now realize also when you look at this in this particular view, you're seeing it at many, many, many times the size that the grading company is going to see the coin at, because, well, they scarcely even use magnification. They just use bright light and good eyesight, and they can grade that way. So that one's probably an upper end, a 65, a 65 plus. And at 65, 1942D doesn't have enough value to actually spend the money to put it in a holder. Other than just a lot of really, really minor chatter all over this coin, there's no stains or any other spots on the obverse that would take this just totally out of a 66. It's close to a 66, but it may not quite have made it there because of the chatter all over the coin. Little tiny marks here and there, above the LI, above the RT. There's some little marks below the Geo of God. There's another one below in. There's some marks on the face, just a few marks here and there on the face. A couple of little stains on the collar of the coat. Little stain up above and to the right of the 2 of the 1942. These are all little tiny things that end up adding up when you get a whole bunch of them together. And it could be something on the reverse that caused this one to stay out of a 66 holder. Just a number of little chatter marks, just a lot of little chatter. So yeah, it's a decent gem coin, but it's not a 66. I probably should have seen that before I sent it in, but I'm not going to beat myself up over it. Everybody sends coins in that come back ungraded, and it's just a good thing to discuss it because, well, if you're going to be looking to send coins in, then you ought to be watching other people's rejects. Here's another one that was rejected as a 66 red. And again, it's probably just because of all the minor chatter all over the coin. You can see it in the field out in front of the face. It's a prime focal area. The field out in front of the face. It's got a whole bunch of really shallow marks that just kind of are accentuated. There's also a rub spot right in the middle of the cheek. Low to the left of the eye, the highest point of the cheek, there is like a hit there, and it's kind of a little rub spot. Some people call that AU. I think that's just it's a 65 reg coin with a mark. It doesn't have any wear on it. Let's take a look at the reverse of this one. Nice clean reverse. I've seen coins worse than this one, grade 66 on the reverse. It just has to have a really nice obverse to support it. Not an extremely strong strike, not a weak strike. It doesn't have a real great foundation. It's kind of late die state, which means it had die wear. You can tell that by the trailing little fluff lines above unum and above pluribus, and the fact that the wheat lines are not real strong. But none of what I've just said would pull this out of 66. This coin is a rather solid 66 on the reverse. It was the obverse that kind of killed it. I always want to pick coins with really nice luster as well. Dead luster will always kick your coin down. Here's a 44D. I have been rather lucky with 44Ds, and I have been rather unlucky with 44Ds. I sent one in that I was sure was a 68 red, and it got graded 67 red brown just because it had a little bit of toning on it. That little bit of toning can cause it to actually change color in their mind. You get coins that are really nice reds, and they've just shifted just a little bit, and they'll call them red brown. This is a really nice coin. It has, let's see if I can get this to show up just a little bit better by turning it sideways. It has just a little bit of the woody type streaks of color in the planchet above the date, and that's what that is. That's not marks of any other kind. And look at the reverse on this one. It is just a very slight bit flat. It doesn't quite have the luster that I would expect a 67 to have, but it has enough for a 66. It's just got a few spots here and there. Those spots mainly along the lower periphery, the lower half of the design. They kind of take away from it just enough to kind of knock it out of a 6, I guess. I still like it for an MS66 coin. So this might be one I resubmit at some point. Try to get it in a 66 holder and see if it passes. That's what I've got for this time around. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please click the like and the share and hit that little bell for the notifications to see future videos that I put up about grading coins. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Have a great day.